Thank you all for coming. Let me tell you why I asked you all to. Oh, dear, I see some strange faces in the crowd. Apparently, my servants invited more than just my friends and relatives. So, allow me to introduce myself. I'm James, son of Hector. My father was appointed ruler in one of the southern provinces by the Roman emperor. And when my father died, I became ruler of the province. I'm here in Jerusalem, just as you are, to see the Rabbi, Jesus of Nazareth. The reason I need to talk to you is to ask you all to talk to Jesus on my behalf. I can't seem to get through to him. It isn't like I'm a Gentile, an outsider. I'm a Jew, like all of you. I believe that Jesus is the Messiah, the Son of the living God, just like you do. Yet, Jesus treats me as he would treat an unbeliever. He won't even call me by name. He calls me the rich young ruler. I'm a Jew among Jews, from the tribe of Benjamin. I observe all the laws. I come to Jerusalem for all the festivals and holy days. I and my whole family, even my slaves. There is not one of my 350 slaves who does not keep the law. How can Jesus even think that I'm an unbeliever? I keep all of the dietary laws. I don't eat pork or shellfish. When I'm not in the city, I pray toward Jerusalem 3 times a day. I give a tithe of everything I make, even the spices from the little vegetable garden in the atrium of my palace. I'm faithful to my wife. I've never murdered anyone. I've never stolen or given false testimony. And I don't covet. Covet? What is there to covet? I have every luxury that money can buy. I worship the Lord only. I have never worshipped false gods or bought any idols. I never misuse the name of our God. I keep the Sabbath observance religiously. My life is an open book. I have nothing to hide. How can Jesus treat me like this? If he is the Messiah, then he is God. He should know that I'm on his side. Talk to him, would you? Tell him what you know about me. Tell him the truth. Don't embellish. What is there to embellish? I'm one of the richest, most respected Jews in all Israel. Tell him I'll do anything it takes to be saved, anything at all. Jesus says to follow him, trust him. I can do that. Of course, I can't go too far from home. I have to stay around the palace in case some urgent Roman business comes up. And, of course, I have to ride herd over my slaves. 350 slaves will eat you out of house and home, and then lay around, and do nothing to earn their keep, if you let them. So, I have a lot to keep me busy. But I'll trust Jesus. I will. I just can't do it the way Jesus wants me to. He wants me to drop everything and follow him. I offered to tithe 10% of my income directly to him, 20%. I even offered to give him 20% of my net worth. And let me tell you, that 20%, that's income property, that could support him and his 12 buddies for the rest of their lives. But no. He says he doesn't want my money. He says he wants me. Just me. He wants me to walk away from my palace, all my land, my gold and jewels, my slaves, everything. How do you figure a guy like that? I could buy and sell him 1,000 times. You know, with my money and my influence, Jesus could get some real respectability in this town. And he badly needs respectability. He's got the Pharisees and the other rabbis all up in arms. He really needs me. I'm on a first-name basis with every rabbi in Israel. But does he care? No. He wants me to trust him. How do you trust a guy who doesn't have a denarius to his name? You know what I think? I think Jesus has an inferiority complex. I think he's jealous of my wealth and my connections. He wants me to give it all up. Leave everything. You know where that would leave me. I'd be right down on his level. No money. No status. Nothing. Then, I wouldn't have any choice. I'd have to trust him. I'd be willing to do that, you know. I could walk away from all my wealth and status. I could give it up in a minute. But there's no way I'm going to give this all up without some guarantees that there's going to be a payoff. I'm not a fool. So, you talk to him, would you? Tell Jesus what a great guy I am, and that I'm ready to walk away from my wealth and my status, just as soon as I get some guarantees. Then I'll have faith in him. Thanks everybody. Thanks for coming. Based on a play by Bob Snook. Conditions for use: do not sell any part of this script, even if you rewrite it. Pay no royalties, even if you make money from performances. You may reproduce and distribute this script freely, but all copies must contain this copyright statement.